Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Eileen. I just have a really quick project share. What I was doing on our Sunday live on my channel just this past Sunday, September 7th. So here you go. This is the junk journal cover that I created using Eerie Nights from Louisa, who is my Crafty Boutique Co. And these are her digital papers. Look at that image, so cool. We got some spider webs here, and I just took this one digital sheet and wrapped the side, my back, and this side. Okay, and the only image on the front is the haunted house. When you open it up, it's a completed image. But that's not what I worked on. This is what I worked on. Now, this is using her older collection. This is Haunted Night from, I think it was 2 years ago, maybe 3. But this is the collection. I had 2 sheets that were already printed out. It's this orange sheet right here, and then the purple, which you can barely see, it's way back there. But she's got some great Halloween digital kits. And if you guys go and message her on Instagram, asking her about Haunted Night and Eerie Nights and her free washi, you just got to go to her coffee shop, really. But if her other Halloween kit is not on there, you can always message her about that. But this is the main kit that I am playing with right now. So yeah, I just used these 2 sheets. You can see there is a dress silhouette here and a witch hat. And there's a little cauldron in there. So what I did with this, I took it to my sewing machine. I gave it some gold stitching on the outside. And then I used my book corners here to protect my cover. I also used it on the back. So it looks like that. And you can see all the stitching on this side too. And that's what my back side looks like. This is the front. And what I did, I printed out some of her papers and I used it to create my pages or my signatures. So here is a white pocket that I received from Louisa, and it came with the library card. This is a physical pocket. It's not a digital, but this one had the stickers already on the back. Oh, excuse me. Anyway, it was white. It started out white, and on the live, I just took some of my ink pads, my distress inks. I used the black, and I also used the tea dye. This is black soot and tea dye. I used both of those ink pads to distress the pocket and the card. And then this page right here, or this splatter, is from a tissue that I received from Chiquita's Crochet. I ripped part of it off to add to my pocket and to the library card itself. So it looks like this. And then I just used some Mod Podge to glue it onto the cards. I thought it looks pretty cool. Look at that effect. I thought it was cool. I used these little images here are from Eerie Nights. These are the cutouts or cut aparts. So I just glued that directly onto the pocket. There's a little doily in the background. I put this another Chiquita's Crochet dyed doilies. And then these pages are not secured, but what I was doing on the live, I took some of my Halloween trims and just added them. This is a Dollar Tree treat bag. I'm just using it as a pocket, so be a pocket right there. And I just use some of my ribbons. Let me see. They come wired like this one right here on the spool. And I just trimmed the wire off of there and then cut down the middle. So it'll give me a slimmer ribbon. And then I layered some of my Dollar Tree Halloween trim. Looks like that, the spider webs. And you'll see as I turn the pages, all the different trims. And then I used my zigzag stitch to add them on here. So the pages are not secured yet because I still want to add some extra stuff to the pages. So here I just have black and white check ribbon, and then I had a satin. These are all just ribbons from Dollar Tree, guys. So it looks like this. Sheer ribbon. Sheer. Looks like that. So Dollar Tree ribbons, I just pulled all of them out and used my zigzag stitch. And I tried not to have any of the trims stick out past the page, the edge of the page, because in here is a very tight, very tight fit. So there's no room. There's no wiggle room right there because it comes right up to the edge. And if I put any trims to hang out, the book would be even harder to stay closed. So that's what I did with mine. Just to keep the book, you know, nice and neat. So where were we? You're here. That's one of the edges. And then I made sure I double printed. So the front and the back are printed images from Louisa's digital kit, Eerie Nights. Now you'll see some of these notebook pages in here. These are Chiquita's Crochet dyed pages. So I didn't want to really cover too many of them, so I left them. I left them blank, some of them. So here's that other page, and I added the little pumpkins on there. Used the zigzag again, and then here is this like faux leather star trim. This is from Walmart. It's Gwen Studios, and it looks like this silver. And I didn't care. I didn't really bother with the silver and gold matching. It looks cute. I like the way it came out with the zigzag on top. So that is one variation. And then, sorry, a little distraction. Anyway, here is a vellum page that I printed on, and I added some of that ribbon on here, and then I zigzag on top of it. But you can see there's the vellum, and there's the incomplete printing. I didn't want to throw it away, so I just added it to my journal. And then here's another print page, October 31st. Got a little spider detail. And here's another one of the notebook papers. Ruffle trim with just the gold zigzag on top of that. And here's just the spider web trim, no ribbon, just a zigzag. And then here I made a mistake, and I had stitched this, one of these pages completely shut, and I just ripped it off so you can see it. It's right here. It's the back side of that page, and I just ripped it open. And it doesn't bother me. Sorry, my neighbors are acting weird outside. So anyway, here's another page, spiderweb detail or spiderweb trim on top of that ribbon. You can see it better in person. It's a skull on the back side. Here is that vellum page that was half printed. This is the haunted house in Louisa's kit. It's actually the front of my junk journal cover. And then the pumpkins, you know, just intermixing. And here's just the ribbon. Just the ribbon. And then I cut the sheer ribbon, put it on top of the pumpkins. And I like that look too. It kind of muted down the bright orange on the paper. And then just a small trim of ribbon. Here's some spider webs on top of the skulls. On top of that skull ribbon. Here I added one of her envelopes, and I turned it into a pocket. So I completed the envelope, and I cut the top open. So now I have a double pocket right here. So you could stick something here, and you could stick something inside the envelope. This is not a part of the Eerie Nights or the Haunted Night. This is another kit that she had sold previously. a physical kit. Literally, she pulled all the pieces together to make the physical kit. At one point, she was selling it. And yeah, now she doesn't do that anymore. Here's the other side of that treat bag, and I just cut that open. I thought that was cool. That's cool. That's cool. And you'll see some of the images have repeated, but I don't mind that. It doesn't bother me, because why not? You know, let me just fix that pocket. Anyway, and then on the last page is just the inside flap, and you got my corner protectors there. But that is it. Let me try to realign this pocket, because once I get done, this will be stitched with the sewing machine, and I will probably be adding some kind of page. Well, I might cut another image like this, similar to that, and stitch it to this, the book, stitch them, and then glue on top. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I would take one of my pages like this. I would do that and cover something like this. You know what? Let's just do that. The other insert is the same. It's not exactly the same, but the same idea, same concept. So let me cut this. Do this, and I think this is 8 inches. This I want to say, yeah, it's 7 and I don't know, one tick under 8 inches. So let's take this little thing. I really don't like this one, this cutter. Let me see, which side am I cutting? I'm gonna line up the image as much as I can. It's not gonna be perfect. Pencil, marker right there. And then right here, cut that off. All right, line this up. Okay. This will be where I attach my signatures, because I don't want to punch holes through here, and I don't want to use elastic, so I'm trying to go cheapest, easiest way to do it, right? All right, so now we got that cut. Ooh, I cut it upside down. Wasn't paying attention, but it's okay, because they're not going to see that image. And this is more lined up. Well, as lined up as it's going to be. And I will glue this down. Once I attach my signatures to this piece, this is how I would do. I find the center, right? Find that. If I was finished, I'm not finished with this, so just try to find the center part and clip, like that. I would take this, and so I would mark where I want to sew my signatures. And let's see, I'm going to use my grid and just attach, wait, I see, well, let's see, 3/4 inches from the left side. So I would mark it here. get it straight. 1, 2, 3/4 inch right there. So I'd want to line that up right there, and then come from the other side and go 3/4 inches from this side. 1, ooh, let me line up with a whole number. 1, 2, 3. So it'll be right there. I mean, I can cheat it a little and go right here. And this will be right 7/8, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would do 7/8 from left and right, to the left and to the right. All right. Line that 0, go to 7/8, and then line this and go to 7/8 right there. And I will see this down to here, and you're not going to see this line. That is my guide for lining up my spine, how I figure it. So like that. So take my spine for the signature. I'd probably do, I would do the front. Line that up, the spine to that line that we drew. I can barely see the line there. Nope. Where is it? Where is it? There we go. And bring it back down. And it's right there. I would take my, take this to the sewing machine and line that up. And go make sure, erase that. The second line so I don't get confused. But there it is. Simple, simple as that. I would do it like this. Line. Girl, I can't really see my mark. That's okay. As best as you can, because mine is not going to be perfect. I already know. See it right there. Take it right to the sewing machine and do a straight stitch right down the middle, as much as straight as possible. And that would be my insert, just like that. And then I'd line up the second one, same way, stitch it right down the middle, and then I have my inserts attached to this thing, and then I glue it right to the cover, which will probably take some tape and some glue at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. But that's what I'm going to do with this. So anyway, if you guys missed it, we had so much fun. It was just so fun. And Ebony was able to join me when she got back from her retreat, her little getaway. The other two ladies, they had, they were busy. So there you go. There you have it. There is the ready insert. I have to add other things. Like I want to add this little envelope. I was trying to do that, but then my thread ran out on the live while I was making this. So I have to add more thread to my bobbin and then finish this envelope, add it in here, which is probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably do it like this. Have this open, stitch it down, and then this will be my pocket. I would close this up with some glue, like that. Yeah. And this would be an envelope. So I'd have to make another envelope so I can have one in this signature also. Anyway, this video is getting too drawn out. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. break out your Dollar Tree ribbons and trims and put them to use. They're very, very handy, especially when you're making journals. Look at how fun the edges are. It's so much fun. I love this. Love, love, love it. So if you're ready, yeah, check out Louisa. If you're interested in these digital kits, these are beautiful digital kits. So much fun. So check her out. I'll leave her links in the description box below, and I'll see you all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.